What's good, YouTube? Just a casual nerd here, back again with another video. And today, I want to talk about the new HBO Max show, Velma. They released the first two episodes, and I went ahead and took a watch. I will say that I did watch the trailers, and I wasn't really very impressed by the trailers and the route that they were going anyway. But for those of you who may watch this, no, I didn't go in hate watching. I just went in to try to form my own opinion about it before making a judgment or making a video about it. And after watching the first two episodes at least, I would say pretty awful actually. Unfortunately, I really didn't enjoy what I watched. I don't really think I plan to finish it. If I do, I'll be kind of surprised myself, because I really don't want to just waste my time, and I really don't want to start hate watching something. So with the first two episodes, it really didn't inspire me to really want to finish this series, to be honest with you. But I'll try to get into some quick specifics. As you know already, before, if you were familiar with the trailer or saw some of the promotion material, there was a lot of race swapping involved, and a little bit of design changes, and a lot of just with the characterization of these known characters from decades at this point. They were basically changed, honestly. All of them were basically changed for this series. It has that modern storytelling. But if you've watched the Harley Quinn show, it's a lot like that, but just with these Scooby-Doo mystery characters, except there's no Scooby-Doo. And my main thing about when they do these modern day adaptations is I feel like they need to at least honor the source material in some type of way. If these characters are so far removed from what the original characters were, they might as well make another show, because when I watched this, I really didn't see any of the original characters in this. They were just these characters just by their name and sort of by design. Of course, there was some big design changes, and they were just so far removed. I really didn't feel like I was watching a show based on these characters. I just feel like some of these creators, they have maybe an idea for a show, but they can't push the idea on its own, so they use these popular characters or a popular show and adapt the ideas through these characters. But it's, again, so far removed from the original characters, they might as well just make a whole nother show. To me, I just don't like when they do that. I understand adaptations, they want to bring something new to these characters, but I feel like there's some core things that should still be there to retain the essence of those characters. And I mean, this is kind of lame, but maybe they could have just made them like, I don't know, the children of the original characters, that they would at least give them a little more leeway to do some different things with them, however they see fit. Like I said, it's still pretty lame, but it's better than totally rewriting some original characters. And next thing I kind of want to get into is the humor. As we know, humor is subjective. Really didn't find this particularly funny. I don't think I really laughed once in this. I mean, I knew when they was trying to make a joke, they just felt pretty flat, honestly. It really just felt like Twitter humor, or people just trying to be intellectually funny, and it just, they can't read the room, essentially. And going along with that, I do get it's an adult animated show, so there's gonna be some crude humor and some sexual humor as well, and or just sexuality stuff, period. But it was a little weird for me, because literally the first scene, there was a whole bunch of nudity, and they just showed that they were supposed to be high schoolers. Yeah, I always feel like with those type of deals, if you're gonna make them younger, just make them college age students or something like that. If you're gonna go that route, to me it just comes off a little weird to me. That's just my personal thing. If they're gonna go this far in the sexuality category, like, why are we looking at 15-16-year-olds do all this? That's just my opinion on that. And that's my gripe with, honestly, a lot of shows, even some live action ones. Like, I didn't watch a whole bunch of Euphoria. I saw some of the episodes or parts of some of the episodes, and yeah, it was kind of like weird in that aspect too. I'm sure the show is good, but it's something I pick up on some shows where it's just based on high schools, whether it's animated or live action, but they dive into these things. I'm just like, for at least this film television division, just make them college kids. That would go over better for me personally. But it also would help if it's actually funny. So yeah, that's another thing. But yeah, so this show, it does really try to be intellectually funny. Now, some people, I know we're going to use the term being woke. So if if you want to kind of categorize it as that, then yeah, it probably would be considered super woke, just based on the type of humor, the type of jokes that they make. It tries to be a way to, you know, be on the like the moral, uh coming from a place of having like moral high ground. And I don't know, it's just when it comes to like a comedy, I just feel like that should be a place of, you know, evenness. You know, anything can be kind of, you know, joked about and talked about, but the way this coming, the way the delivery was, it just kind of fell flat for me. Like I say, you can, I don't care what political way you lean, it doesn't really matter to me. Because you can be funny on either side, or you can be on no side and still be funny. But if you're gonna choose a side and try to be comedic, you can't double down and be on one side and be not funny, because then it just becomes cringe. And that's what I really got from some of these jokes that they were saying, is it just end up coming off as cringe, because you can tell it was just being forced. It was like, okay, yeah, that's something I could read on social media or something. But all in all, yeah, if you didn't like the trailer, you probably won't like the show. It didn't really raise my expectations after watching the show, after watching the first two episodes. They did try to embody that Harley Quinn humor, which the Harley Quinn show they actually did well, even though they viewed same deal, use characters that's been around for decades. They actually, you know, for the most part did it well. Haven't watched the last season yet. But for this one, it was just so totally kind of off for me that it just they, first of all, they weren't as funny, and they weren't as um consistent with the characters, or their original, you know, character storylines, which of course they do the same thing with the Harley Quinn show. Of course, there's a lot of differences, but it's a little bit, you know, you can recognize the characters at least. With this one, not so much. And everything else that I may have to say about the show is more so nitpicky. Like Velma's hallucination thing that she got going on, that was okay. That was something, I guess. I don't really know what to think about that yet. I'm sure it's going to play a part later on, but it seems a little unnecessary and was like overdone. It kind of happened like 20 times within the first two episodes. But again, I'm getting a little bit nitpicky anyway, I guess, right now. But it's not really a show that I would recommend at this point. Like I said, I may finish it, I may not. I don't plan on it, but I may if I get curious enough. If you like the original Scooby Doo, you know, you might as well just kind of put that outside of your mind when you watch this, because there's, you know, nothing like it. I didn't really tap into the masculinity stuff. I don't want to beat a dead horse when it comes to masculinity shown on screen, and we know how, you know, that's portrayed, or any type of masculinity is portrayed as, you know, toxic, things like that these days, it seems. So there was that element too. Yeah, I just, like I said, I wanted to, you know, actually go enjoy. I wanted to subvert my expectations, but it just didn't do it for me. But what do you guys think? Just leave a comment below if you watched it, or if you know, planning on watching it. But what are you listening to me for anyway? I'm a casual. Cue the outro.